These are Calvatia gigantea. They are delicious giant puffballs. And you want to make sure you harvest them. These are still extremely firm, like very dense. And when you cut them open, they are pure white. When they start aging, they taste horrible. The scent is not as appealing, and the color will change to green, brown, even yellowish. More common amateur mushrooms that you can pick safely. There's no dangerous puffballs as long as they're pure white all the way through. So, and these guys are, they're quite large, so you can't mix them up with anything. They're literally just a round ball, so there's no gills, no pores. The spores develop within them, and then when they get to a ginormous size, the spores are released into the air, and by the trillions or quadrillions even, maybe. I can't remember. It's a lot of spores though. So that's the Calvatia gigantea. Nice. I find that there's two different kinds of puffballs, at least two different phenotypes. In terms of the giant puffball that grow in central and eastern Canada. And there's what I consider the forest puffball, or the forest giant puffball, which is this guy here. And there's also the more common ones that you'll find in the grassy fields, farmers' fields, graveyards. See the details on them. It's a beautiful mushroom. It's like a perfect sphere. And you'll start finding these guys in the late summer, early fall. Relatively short window, a couple weeks, and you'll stop seeing them. And they're really delicious. The big thing with puffballs is you want to make sure that they're pure white all the way through. As they get a little bit older, they'll start to turn like yellowish, green, brown, and a lot of the smaller ones turn brown, like the gem-studded puffball. But when they're at this stage, it's perfect, and they're very dense too when they're at this size. So if we left this for another 2 days, it would swell up to at least double, maybe even triple the size it's at now. But you can feel how big a puffball is going to get by just giving it a gentle squeeze. And this one's very firm, but the one we found yesterday, which was like 4 times the size of this, is even more dense than this one. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah, it's the giant forest puffball, Calvatia gigantea. Very delicious. You want to get them in this stage here where they're perfectly white. This is like a perfect specimen. Usually you'll see holes and things like that in it from where the slugs have chewed into it, but as you can see, this one's mint. Take that guy. Very dense when they're this small. If you left it, it would grow a little bit bigger, but there's people kicking them here, so we're taking them all with us. You can see here. It's another one. You see these holes in it that you always see. Those are due to the slugs. They take chunks out of it, and then the holes as they grow get bigger too. So get up on out of there, sluggy. Slugger. Oh boy. Yeah. Look at that big boy. Hey guys, this is an old Calvatia gigantea, and this is the giant puffball. And you can see the coloration change. All puffballs are white as long as they're fully white through the entire fruiting body. So you can see as they age, they start to go like kind of a yellowish green. The smaller ones, like gem-studded puffballs, will go kind of a brown color. You don't want to eat them in that stage because they taste terrible, they smell terrible, and at this stage here they're sporulating. So that's what you're seeing here is the mature developed spores. So you want to. This was actually kicked by some kids, so I didn't do this, but it's all right because they've spread the spores around. So, and the puffballs generate, I don't even know how many spores. One of the largest sporulators though, like probably over trillions of spores. So that's kind of neat.